Hello everyone, welcome to the Glopo class. Today in the class we are going to cover the concept of interdependence. Just think about interdependence. What do you think about interdependence? What do you mean by uh, inter? Let me just open this one. Yes, here we go. Okay, so this is interdependence. What do you think about interdependence? First, let's discuss about that. Right, you might be thinking inter and dependence. Inter, which is between two amongst many, dependence, where we have a kind of reliability, right? So interdependence, this is the concept what we are studying in international relations or global politics. Why do we study about this thing? So number one, that inbuilt thing of liberalism, right? Liberalism is highly connected over there, or we may call it that this concept is of liberalism only. The second one is your globalization. Again, you see that globalization would be part of this concept. And one may you can think of what it could be. It thinks or it perceives world in a peaceful way. There shouldn't be any conflict, or when there is highly interconnected world, then we focus more on peace than conflict, cooperation than conflict, right? So peace, which is leading to cooperation, or it could be that due to this cooperation, there would be peace, there won't be any war. So that means this concept is optimistic by nature. Fair enough. So this is the thing that why this concept is so important to study, why we are talking about, because we have been talking about conflict, we have been talking about power, sovereignty, and all these things. And now we move to interdependence, which is connected to liberalism, concept of globalization is here, cooperation, peace, it talks about it is its nature is optimism or optimistic nature is there. All right, maybe move further for this one. And how does it look at the world? Okay, so it considers that this is the international system. I'm sorry for this square. And in this international system, number one thing that everyone is mutually interconnected. Sorry for the bad handwriting. My handwriting is good, it's not that bad. So mutually interconnected world. Now in this mutually interconnected world, there are the state actors of different sizes. It could be even in terms of power, it could be in terms of the resources, right? Symmetrical or asymmetrical relationship between the states. So there are the different state actors, right? Now, this concept does not believe only on the state actors, but it says that there is a role of the known state actors as well. Now, in the known state actor, it could be NGOs. What do you think when I say NGO? Let me draw in triangle form. These are the NGOs. It could be Greenpeace, Amnesty International, right? Human Rights Watch, any NGO, whatever you can think of. So there are the known state actors. In that known state actor, one is you have NGO. It could be MNCs. What all MNCs do you think of? Let me draw it in square boxes. Okay, so that means MNCs are also there. Unilever, Nestle, Toyota, okay, Apple, any company you can think of in MNC. There are different IGOs, intergovernmental organization. It could be regional organizations or intergovernmental organization in the shape of diamond. It looks like triangle only. Hmm. Okay, so it could be even IGOs. So there are the different known state actors which are also playing an important role in this international system, right? This is what the interdependence believes in. Further, it says that they all are interconnected. They all are interconnected. How they are interconnected? It can be again in different forms. It can be in the form of trade. Okay, there's a trade which is flowing amongst all of them. It could be between a state MNC, it could be states MNCs, it could be IGO. When I say IGO, it could be WTO, IMF, World Bank, right? It could be in any form. So one is you have trade, finance which is flowing between amongst these state or the non-state actors. The third one, it is travel. Okay, travel is taking place over there, and communication. Communication, right? So these are the different forms of the interconnectedness. In case if you can think of many more examples, you can put it that also, in what way a world is interconnected with each other, right? Now what do you see over here? You see that this is a kind of system, international system, where lots of state or non-state actors, they are playing an important role, and they are connected to each other, right? Let me connect to each other. It's not that fast while using this tool. Okay. All right. You see a kind of web, right? You see a kind of web, and this is giving a kind of complex interdependence. Complex interdependence. So this is creating a kind of complex interdependence. Now what is this concept of complex interdependence? So this concept of complex interdependence, it was given by Joseph Nye and Robert Cohen. Okay, so this concept was given by Joseph Nye and Robert Cohen. They said that this world would be interconnected to that extent where it will lead to cooperation, not to the conflict. There are the few things which are in this complex interdependence. Number one thing is that growing importance of economic and other soft issues are taking place in this world. So world will focus on the low politics than the high politics. What is high politics? High politics which is concerning more security. Okay, and what is then this low politics, which is considering more in terms of cooperation. All right, cooperation, collaboration. So world is not focusing only on the military power, but it is focusing on the other factors as well. There won't be any hierarchy of the issue. All right, that means you are not going to put uh, at the primary level only security or the military concerns, but you are going to focus on the other things as well. So this is what the complex interdependence, what the Nye and Kohan talking about this one. Now, further to this one, this I hope you understood what is this complex interdependence, because there is highly interdependence between the states and the non-state actors. It could be in the form of a symmetrical relationship also. A few of the countries, they may have the sensitive interdependence. Some of them may be vulnerable, all right, may lose their resources, may not be so much benefited, but somewhere still they are progressing in this interdependence thing. Okay, this kind of thing is maybe a symmetrical. Okay, it looks very messy now. You need to figure it out, and you need to listen to me also to follow my handwriting here. So this looks asymmetrical also. Now here we see that the borders of these states are permeable, right? So when I say permeable, I'm connecting to the concept of globalization. When I'm talking about trade, finance, travel, communication, I'm again talking about the concept of globalization. Now, all these things, when this is highly interconnected, so all these things leading to a peaceful world, right? A peaceful world where there is collaboration, cooperation. So that means there won't be any war. War won't take place there. So this is what the concept of interdependence. Now, I hope you have understood what is interdependence, how complex interdependence is connected to this one. There is not only one state actors or only only the state actors, but there are the non-state actors as well. Move further, how can we connect to the theories over here? So as you saw, let's use different color. What do you say? Okay, let me erase this one, go back to the pen tool and use green. Cool. So theories, how theories are connected. What do you think about theories? Number one, liberalism, right? Liberalism, liberalism, which thinks about the optimism, which talks in the sense of interdependence. There are the different ways to cooperate. It could be trade, travel, right? So it's very optimist view about the world. The second one is realism. What do you think? What realism would say about this concept? So realism would say that interdependence, it is very difficult because everyone is pursuing their own national interest. Sovereignty is supreme over here. Sovereignty is supreme over here. So world or in countries are living in an anarchic world. So that means cooperation would be very difficult. So the concept of interdependence is not achievable. Or even if countries are achieving achieving interdependence, then it would be serving their own national interest. Okay, their own national interest. So this is what the realism would talk about, that this is not a cooperative world. War is inevitable. Interdependence would be very difficult because countries are serving their own national interest. The third theory, that is of Marxism. So next is Marxist. What do you think? What Marxist would think about this kind of world or this kind of complex interdependence? It will think from the point of view of exploitation, right? Exploitation in what sense now? Resources. That there are the core countries, there are the core countries, developed countries which are taking away the resources of semi-periphery or periphery countries, which are developing or the underdeveloped countries. So this tool actually gives more power to the rich countries, where rich countries become richer and poor countries become poorer. So this is what the Marxist would think of. So Marxist would say that interdependence is a tool in the hands of capitalist society. Clear? So now see, this interdependence, these perspectives or these theories, they would imply in their own way. If I'm the liberalist one, I would say interdependence is a beautiful concept. It thinks of the cooperation. I'm optimist, right? If I'm the realist one, I would say that I doubt, I am skeptical about this one, because I would be serving my own national interest. My sovereignty remains intact, and this won't work because war is inevitable. Cooperation, I mean, it's a funny word for me. Realist may think from that point of view. Marxist, I'm a Marxist, I will say that this is another tool in the hands of capitalist people, and they will exploit, they will take away resources, they will dominate. Okay, so this is what they will do with this one. Clear the concept of theories? So Now we move to the last part of this one. So let's change the color of the tool again. Examples. What example can you think of this concept? So examples which are positive in nature, you say that yes, it works, or you call it claim that yes, it works. It could be European Union that yes, it has worked. Then, but okay, you can use even Brexit as the example as a counterclaim under European Union. So on the other hand, you can use counterclaim and you can use Brexit also over there. I'm not going in the detail of any of the example. You can think of Russia and European countries, okay? Russia and European countries, especially Germany and Italy, where Russia has been maintaining its relationship with these countries in terms of gas. If you are following the news, then it's talking about Gazprom thing. In the counterclaim, you can use Russia versus Ukraine, right? Even Russia does not have the good relationship with the UK or with the Baltic states. Baltic states, okay, as the counterclaim, you can think of that example. Uh, then you can think of the example of USA and China. Despite so many conflicts, what you see, trade war and everything, right? Despite all these things, they are still not into too much of the conflict thing, right? Somehow they are collaborating on their economic front, right? Interdependence. Somehow, if you now in the counterclaim, if you see the same example from realist point of view, especially John Mearsheimer, which also gives the same example of USA China, and this example is of pessimist example, right? Pessimist example where the doubt further collaboration of USA and China in future, right? So these are the examples what you can think of, three examples, three claims and the three counterclaims. I hope you understood the concept of interdependence. So we started interdependence by looking at the different aspects which could be important. These are not just the limited one. When I'm taking the same concept in the class, students give many more examples over here. So we started that it is connected to liberalism, globalization. It talks about peace, cooperation. Then the world's picture, what it is looking at, right? Then the complex interdependence, which is connected to this one. Joseph Nye and Cohen, what it talks about. Then connected theories over here. And lastly, examples as the claim and the counterclaim. I hope the video was informative. Stay tuned for further videos.